They want you to submit your bank statements. They want to make sure you got at least $2,000 in the bank just to visit their stinking ass place.
Hi guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing. Welcome back to the channel. So you guys, this video is about the 8 passport bros that they have found that they were unalived within the past 3 months in Colombia. So the passport bros term refers to men that use dating apps for hookups, like they would start dating a person over a dating app and then want to meet in person. So apparently they have been going to Colombia and of course a few other places, a number of other places, so that they can get submissive women, cheap women. And they're also saying that the US government has issued a travel warning regarding this situation here to these guys. Let me roll this video so that you can listen more about this, and I have also included a TikTok reaction video, and then I'm gonna be back.
Now, after this article was released about those passport bros making their way down to Colombia and getting the United States had to put out a travel advisory to these dusties. Okay, a literal travel advisory to these dusties to not go and meet strangers in foreign countries on dating apps. And shout out to Sandra Rose, this blog that put out this article because it's an amazing read. So they stated in the article, a growing number of men are traveling to foreign countries to meet submissive women who are less expensive and not too demanding. The term, you guys know, is passport bros, first appeared on TikTok, and it references men who use dating apps to hook up with women in other countries. It states below that authorities say that at least 25 passport bros were unalived in Medellin, Colombia in 2023, and 4 Americans were killed in Medellin in November alone. Now, Owens, a 59-year-old passport bro, was gunned down, robbed, and taken for his watch and gold chain, and then his family had to receive his bodies 2 weeks later in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The U.S. State Department helped the family out to cut through the red tape to bring his remains home. You guys have to understand, that's not what the State Department is for, but that is what the State Department will do. Now, you can pause this to read the rest of these horror stories, including Johnny Jerome and Philip Mullins. Now, again, the U.S. State Department is issuing a warning to avoid using dating apps to meet women in foreign countries because you could otherwise get yourself. It's crazy. The State Department has to do this. It's a waste of tax dollars to have to warn people to not do this. But again, there's the warning.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So, in the latest episode of the Passport Bros, I made a video a long time ago talking about the Passport Bros and how, you know, they sitting up there talking about how black women specifically are too masculine and hard to deal with. That's why they go out of the country to find women, because women in other places in other countries are more submissive. Now this so-called they unaliving y'all. They, you know, I can't say the word. They 187 y'all out of the country. And when you finally realize that you are not going to go further and do better till you start at home first. If you can't make things work with the women that you have in your own country, what makes you think you can go out of the country and find better? Those women have men, and those men are making them set y'all up, catfishing y'all on these dating apps for y'all to come down there to get robbed. Majority of y'all get robbed, and unfortunately a lot of y'all are out here, you know, getting unalived. I can't say the word because it's gonna stop the algorithm. Something about saying the word. But long story short, you looking for love in all the wrong places. If you can't make it work with the women you already have in your own country, trust and believe them other women don't give a shit about you. They out here, they all got ulterior motives. They the biggest catfishers. Majority of them have men. A lot of them are already married and they getting pimped out by their men in their own country. That's why a majority of them that go out of town, they make it seem like, oh, they big time Americans and they got money. They ain't got a fucking dime. The reason why y'all have a difficult time dating women in your own country, because we know the truth. We know you bums. We know you don't have no money. So you max out your credit card to go all the way around the world to go find a woman that you think is more submissive because she can call you papi, yo te quiero papi, and all y'all a bunch of culeros. You know what I mean? The man went down there to Colombia, and y'all going down there to Colombia with these women that you found on dating apps, thinking that you about to go down there and have you a great time. These women are setting y'all up. 45-year-old black man go down there for his birthday. I guess somebody else found unalive in a jacuzzi. He had 2 women that he supposedly had went on dates with or whatever. They robbed and they unalived him. I hate saying that word, but that's the word I got to use because they not going to allow my video to play. Yeah, they 187 y'all. Y'all thought y'all can go further and do better, huh? Y'all thought because you think that black women are too masculine, too difficult to deal with. That's because we know y'all bums. Y'all can't catfish us. We already know the truth about what your financial situation is. We already know the game that y'all run. So because these women outside, you catfishing them on thinking you catfishing them on these dating apps or however you hooking up with these women, really, y'all just a fool that's getting fooled. Those women have men, and those men that they have in their own country are pimping them out. Majority of them work for the cartel. Y'all going down there to Colombia. Y'all going over there to Thailand. There was a story, and this was a white Canadian man. Went over there, got divorced from his wife, went over there to Thailand and found some lady, brought her back to Canada. They married or whatever. I think she had a child by him. She was connected to the triad. Once she got what she needed from that man, I guess he had a little money. She called her cousins, them triads. They pulled up on them in Canada and extorted that man. Took that man for everything. He had to move in with his brother, and his brother was raising the niece. The niece was the one that was telling the story. They took all that man's money. You know what happened to the times when men went through midlife crisis and they just went on and bought a Corvette? You know, played around with a young girl for a couple months until his wife or an old lady find out and beat the shit out of both of them. What happened to those times? Now y'all want to take flights and go out of the country all for an ego stroke because you going through a midlife crisis and you need some attention. A lot of y'all doing all of that, and you go to the extreme because you think you about to get this ego stroke. You like the way she talking to you online. Whole time she catfishing you. Some man is putting the cables on her to tell you to come down and y'all gonna have this life and she gonna take care of you, poppy, yada, da, da, da. All for you to go down there and you don't come back home. If you can't make it work with the women in your own country, trust and believe, you going out of the country trying to find somebody is not working to your advantage, especially nowadays, because they are not allowing you all to come back home. You know, Brazil got now they got this whole policy because they tired of y'all coming down there. Now they want you to submit your bank statements. They want to make sure you got at least $2,000 in the bank just to visit their stinking ass place. Have y'all ever been to Brazil? It stinks. It smells. It smells. I wish the fuck I would try to have to submit my bank statements for them to see and go through, just to let them know that I got more than $2,000 in my bank account to visit their country. I don't need to come down there. If you weren't in Brazil in the early 2000s, mid-early 2000s, you just missed your beat. I bet you I wouldn't be down there with them stinking ass, dirty ass beaches. All they do is steal. They the biggest pickpocketers in the world. But men still go down there because they got beautiful women, and they got beautiful men too, posing as women. And a lot of those passport bros, they weren't going down there for the women. They was going down there for them trans women. They was doing that hangover 3 type stuff. It's just not worth it.
Guys, there's a number of people that I have met on dating apps, and they are even married. You could find many stories of that. Now, it has worked for many different people, you guys, and many people are still going on these apps. And I have been on apps before, and we have met people before, and many people get on these apps for different reasons, okay? Others want to just scam you. Others are for real. But I feel like you can somehow read in between the lines if a person is being for real or not. But the fact that these guys sometimes go just to for hookups and everything, they just want something fast, meet with them, they have their time and all of that, it's easy for them to miss the real person. It's easy for them to miss the red flags, because these people be pressing. If somebody is a scammer, they usually are demanding or want you to meet in their time, and they easily get frustrated over little things. There are some things I just point out to say, is this person being for real? But the fact that your motives are already misplaced, it makes them miss what the person they're going to meet is like. And it's very dangerous, because you're meeting for the first time and you invite them to your hotel room. What are you doing? So if something is going to be for real, people get time to date in the open and all of that. And sometimes it's just so unfortunate that people never get to know what this kind of people would do in the future to them. I don't know how it sits true that if you fail to date with your own people, then it means you are not going to date even with those outside. You still have that challenge, whatever challenge that you have been facing. So maybe if it's working with your people, then it would work for you outside too. I don't know, you guys. I'm just gonna say people gotta be very careful. These dating apps can be a good place to find a loved one or something, but now it's growing by the day of these bad people. And it's true what that woman said about a man sitting behind a woman and telling her, putting all the cables up and telling how what to do with this man demand for money. It happened with my relative, you guys, like literally. They set up calls that look like they're for real, but then you get to find out after 30 seconds they drop like that. So that wasn't real. They had been talking for a while, and then this man became so pushy and everything, every time demanding, until later it was discovered that, it was discovered that it was actually a woman behind that, and they were like a couple, and he confessed that he was a scammer. So guys, I don't know, do you have any of these experiences? Or are you someone who found your loved one online on these dating apps and everything is going on well? Let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Remember to subscribe.